What's up, YouTube? Team NBSB Gaming here, coming back at you with another deck profile. This is our boy Poppy Quavo on the video today. This will be the first time we're featuring him in a deck profile. We're just going to be showing off the national profiles that we use. So, Quavo, what did you use?
So I played Floo, and I was mainly trying to do a going second build, which features around like things like Dark Ruler, Evenly, and destruction cards of your opponent's cards.
Okay, can we see the deck profile?
Okay, so it's for the birds. It was pretty stereotypical. It's 3 Rabinas,
Yeah.
the 3 Eaglins, 1 Toucan, 1 Street. Then for an extra protection from the infamous Ash Blossom, you run 2 Simorgs to chain blocks the small birds from getting ashed.
Now, what's the effect on the Simorg? I know a lot of people don't really run this.
So a lot of people, I at first also thought this card wasn't that good when people started first playing it, but I started actually using it and I actually ended up liking it. So it has 2 effects. The first one is when a winged beast is normal summoned, you can reveal it in your hand and normal summon it after it is normal summoned. Oh, another winged beast is normal summoned. Its second effect is if this card is normal summoned, you can send a Simorg monster from your deck to your graveyard and add a Simorg spell and trap card to your hand, which for us, it would typically be the field spell from Simorg.
Okay.
This cannot be used under a Rise Heart or Dimension Shifter, so that's one thing you have to look out for as well. So besides that, I was debating on it for a bit, but I ended up using the 3 Empins because in playtesting, this was actually helping me a lot with not just Unexplored Winds taking away cards that my opponent controlled, but it also gave me extra summons, and it would give me an extra card or epic bird if something like a Rise Heart banishes my Empin face down. I have another one that I can use, and it lets me gather more resources. And as well, it's if I get Dark Ruler, I can just summon him and then summon something like Apex Avian. So that's why I thought this was good, because in playtesting it was and ended up being really good. And then it's a stereotypical 1 Ryza and 1 Apex Avian, which these 2 cards are pretty good in this deck. So that's it for the birds. Then we go to the spells. For the most part, the spells are the same as in any Floo deck. It's the 3 maps, the 3 advents, the 1 unexplored, and the 1, and that's it. And then the 3 pots of prosperities, the dualities, and then the terraforming. And then, as I mentioned before, the 1 Simorg spell trap, or field spell. This card, sometimes you just have it in your hand just as a backup, but it can be useful, especially with cards as a Rise Heart, or something like Runic, because Runic destroys your field spell when you activate your effect. You can just activate this right after and get a free normal summon still.
Okay.
So this card I was trying because I saw it in a deck profile for Floo one time, and with Vanquished Soul being very popular right now, I wanted to try it. It was Offerings to the Doomed, and I liked it a lot because it can be a card that you can immediately destroy a boss monster, or something like the Link from Vanquished Soul, because you can only use its effect during the main phase. So you would just use this either in the draw phase or the main or the standby phase. For things such as a Rise Heart, you could evenly match. If they save the Rise Heart, as soon as their mandatory effect activates, you just activate this and destroy it, and then they can't do anything about it, and they just lost their whole field. So I tried it, and it was actually doing me very well when I used it, and it came up. And then the other card that was really good is Dark Ruler No More. I played 2 of those. I probably would play 3, either 3 in the main or 1 in the side deck extra. I played 1 Talents, and then just in case, I played it Called by the Grave as my last spell. So that's it for the spells, and then the last 4 cards are all traps. 5 cards are all traps. This was also another tech that people were using, is 2 of the Dreaming Towns, because it was good for like in case you banished it and they like ruin your Toucan summon. It's also good in case it gets banished face down by the Kashtira cards. You have an extra one just in case. This was really good when I would play test with it, and it came up a lot. Another card is Evenly Matched. It's a really good card that I would use. I would say I would take it down to 1 or put 2 in the side deck if possible, because it really wasn't that useful with some of the matchups I had, but it is a good card for things such as Kashtira. This was a test and it ended up not working too well, but Harpy's Featherstorm and 1 in the main deck. It's a good card, but it's hard to see when you only have 1 in your main deck, so I would probably move this to the side deck. That was it for the main deck. I played 42 cards as well, just to try it out, because I figured if you could play an extra 2 cards that actually help you, like, it wouldn't be too bad. Okay, so for the extra deck, I played 1 Albion, mainly for things like Mirror Jade, because if I can use his effect, I can pitch this to use it, and I can either banish itself or I could banish a card on my opponent's field. It was also good for Pot of Prosperity fodder. The rest are things such as like these sleeveless cards. It's just situational, or for Pot of Prosperity. This is just a monster in case I need extra turns, or to summon Zeus potentially, as well as these 2. And then I played 2 of these because I played 2 Downards and I played 2 Zeuses. It's basically, these 6 are like the Zeus chain. Yeah, it's the Zeus chain. So the one thing I did play that I don't think a lot of people played is 1 Arise Heart. I would just play, what I would do with this is with talents, if they activated Shangri-Ira effect and they had a Rise Heart on the field as well, I would activate talent and take their monster. And if they tried to banish their own Arise Heart, I would just put my own Arise Heart on top of the Shangri-Ira. So it really, unfortunately, didn't come up this event, but I still think it was a good idea to have 1. The rest, I would say, this is for Bagushka. This is just to get rid of over towers. This is to get rid of any monster I could use, or I would also use this to get into dark, because if I was playing against things that are decks that were mainly around darks, I would just special summon this, such as like Arise Heart. I would just take the Arise Heart if it was in the graveyard. And that was it for the extra deck. Now the side deck, I would say the side deck really was pretty decent. I didn't really get to use it much, but it wasn't doing too bad. So the 1 Dark Zimorg for the Labyrinth matchup, I probably would have changed 1 or 2 cards in my side deck to put an anti-spell fragrance, because I feel like that card would have been doing me real justice against things like Runic. I played the 3 Shifter because Shifter's just good right now. 3 Ash Blossoms for any deck that adds, mainly for Branded Fusion or Runics typically. Harpy's Feather Duster. I played a 2nd Unexplored Winds to ensure that if I needed this card in the deck, I would put another one in, so that way it wouldn't, in case it gets banished or face down or something like that, I would still have another one as a backup. I played 3 Cosmic Cyclones because of Runic, because that deck is annoying with the Fountain against this deck. And then I did 2 Harpy's Featherstorm in the side and 1 Trap Tricks, just in case I could use this for the Harpy's Featherstorm or the Dreaming Town.
Nice. Were there any changes you would want to make to the deck?
I would say I'd probably add more consistency, because the rounds I played, I was bricking once every round, and it just gave my opponent a free win when it shouldn't have. So I would probably take out the Evenlies and find side for them in the side deck, or space for them in the side deck, and I would probably put a Jack in the Hand and a Toucan in the main deck.
And would you have stuck with Floo, knowing what you know about the event and how it ended up?
I would say yes, because after seeing the top 64 decks, most of them are given a hard time by the birds. I think maybe 10% of the decks, I would say, didn't really get affected or were a strong matchup against this deck. But I would say overall, most of the decks that people were seeing at the event had like the birds could help win against them.
Yeah. Well, thanks for the deck profile, Quavo. This is Team MBSB signing out. Peace.